I got curious about Trevor McCumby's backstory after watching his performance against Caleb Plant last week. I think he's already made boxing history as the first fighter to rock both a porn stash and a mullet. But I'll have to take a look at some of Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.'s early meth head opponents to see if there was someone who sported both of those styles. Anyway, McCumby was introduced to the sport at the age of 7 by his police officer father, and he had a notable amateur career before he turned pro, and it looks like he may have turned pro as young as 17. But McCumby was mostly limited to facing club fighters throughout his career, though he made a couple of television appearances, one of which was against Donovan George in November of 2016.
In brown trunks.
Remind you of now is when I say stop, what that means is stop whatever you're doing, give me a clean break. Anything on the belt here is good. Anything on the belt here is good. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Gentlemen, let's do this.
All right, the easiest way for you to recognize these fighters, if you don't know him, Donovan George is the guy with all the tats. Brown trunks, cream trim, and in the silver trunks is Trevor T-Rev McCumby. We're set to go. This is scheduled for 8 rounds. Light heavyweight division.
BA number 13 in the NABF at 175 pounds. So people are starting to notice, and I think probably a few people are tuning in here tonight to see what he's all about.
With his 13 knockouts come by technical nature most of the time because he accumulates punches. He's a hard puncher. He sits down and punches. 2 solid body shots there. Donovan George skips forward, and as Christina told us, he said, hey, Christina, I actually trained for this.
He's such a character. I mean, I'm sure part of that he was kidding, but part of it, you know.
Oh, he get nailed with the right hand.
Maybe
right on the left ear, and down he goes. He get clipped pretty hard by that. His mouthpiece is out. His eyes are not clear. He's standing up.
He looks bad over in that corner, like he's a little confused.
Trouble.
Yeah,
he's in trouble. Here comes McCumby right after him. McCumby can finish as he blasts him to the side of the head. Clear shots. His corner's saying hit him down the middle.
He can't get too wild here, McCumby, because George can pop him.
Yeah, he can, and he tried to, but McCumby wants to finish it right now if he can. If he came with an uppercut, down goes George for the second time in this round.
That's it. The fight is over.
It's all over. Robert Byrd says no more. You've taken enough. You're going no place tonight.
Now, after the George fight, things took a sketchy turn for McCumby. The result was changed to a no contest after traces of 2 banned substances were found in his pre-fight urine sample. The Nevada Boxing Commission suspended him for 18 months, though McCumby maintained he never knowingly took a performance-enhancing drug. He briefly left boxing, but returned in 2018, facing Jesse Nicklow.
Ready to get back into the ring, and very happy that his first fight back is right here in his own backyard.
McCumby tested positive for a banned substance after his last bout.
He served an 18-month suspension, and as soon as it was lifted the next day, he's in the gym, had an 8-week training camp to prepare for this fight.
You can hear the corner of McCumby telling me to work that stick.
You wonder if there's going to be a little bit of ring rust for him. He lands a right hand solidly to the body there, McCumby. And in comes Nicklow. Nicklow, pretty strong. Nicklow's just
keep touching that body of the beast.
That's a crisp jab. And you know it's crisp when his head gets popped back a little.
We call that an effective jab.
There's a combination punctuated by the left hook.
Keep your hands up. His legs are wobbly.
He said it don't hurt him.
McCumby doubles up on the jab now. Big right hand. An overhand right.
Once you sit down, if your legs is tired, man, you might as well stand up.
I think that it'll
keep touching that body. Right hand right over top. Let him come in, let him come in.
And Nicklow does some work when he comes in. He scored to the body there.
But the only thing about it is not...
Shook it off, so I like the patience, but I think now round 3, go after him and try to get the stoppage now.
And Nicklow's been knocked out 4 times in his 38 fights.
Beautiful.
Oh, there's a beautiful combination by McCumby. How did Nicklow take that?
He's hurt.
He's finishing now.
Oh, that's it.
And that's it.
He's a warrior. Nicklow took a multitude of punches, but a good stoppage by Tony Zano because that series of punches was nasty.
One thing I like about McCumby is when he hurt Nicklow, he stayed calm, cool, and collect. He didn't go rushing in there, throwing all wild. He looked for the perfect shot to make the referee step in.
And the difference was he finished this time.
Yeah.
He finished, but with composure.
Yes.
And that's what I was hoping he would do.
I have to apologize for the sound going a little haywire at the end of that clip. I thought that was a fairly impressive performance by McCumby. And McCumby returned to the ring 3 months later, earning a hard-fought decision over Felipe Romero. However, shortly after, he disappeared for the sport for 4.5 years due to a torn ACL suffered during sparring. During that period, he was reportedly working at a 7-Eleven until recently when he embarked on another comeback, dropping down from light heavyweight to the super middleweight division. And as I mentioned earlier, he put up a surprising performance against Caleb Plant, doing very well in the early rounds and forcing Plant to adjust his strategy. Plant forced McCumby back to the ropes and played bull instead of his usual matador. Years ago, there was Frankie Duarte, who made a successful comeback despite having a troubled background, and he did it at an advanced age. So I think McCumby's future fights will be worth a look, as comeback stories are always interesting.